Welcome to World of Coins, the place where history meets treasure. Here, every coin tells a story, from the oldest United States classics that shaped our past to the newest rare discoveries that amaze collectors today. If you love the thrill of uncovering hidden value, exploring the beauty of design, and learning the secrets behind coins worth fortunes, then you're in the right place. Join us as we dive deep into the world of rare U.S. coins, both old and new, and reveal the fascinating details that make them priceless. Top 1. The Kennedy half-dollar, minted to honor one of America's most beloved presidents, carries with it a legacy that stretches beyond metal and design. The 1776 to 1976 bicentennial edition, in particular, holds a special place in the hearts of collectors, as it commemorates 2 centuries of American independence and pride. This coin is more than just currency. It's a tribute to history and heroism. In 1976, as the nation celebrated its 200th birthday, the U.S. Mint released a set of commemorative coins that included the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar. Among them, the Kennedy half-dollar stood out for its elegant design and symbolic depth. The obverse still featured President John F. Kennedy's dignified portrait, but the reverse was transformed into a scene that captured the spirit of liberty. The reverse design, created by Seth G. Huntington, depicts Independence Hall in Philadelphia, the birthplace of the Declaration of Independence. Beneath it, the words, 200 Years of Freedom, serve as a proud reminder of America's enduring strength. This coin connects every holder to that pivotal moment in 1776 when the dream of freedom became a reality. For collectors, this half-dollar carries a fascinating story not just in its design but also in its composition. The U.S. Mint struck these coins in both copper-nickel and silver-clad versions, the latter being especially prized today. The silver versions, produced in San Francisco, gleam with a soft brilliance that distinguishes them from ordinary circulation strikes. The coin's dual date, 1776 to 1976, is perhaps its most iconic feature. It reminds every collector that this was a moment of reflection, 2 centuries of progress captured in the palm of one's hand. Every time someone holds this coin, they hold a piece of America's journey through revolution, reconstruction, and renewal. Millions of these coins were produced for circulation, but some rare varieties and high-grade examples have become treasures of immense value. What makes these coins particularly special are their minting variations and striking errors that can dramatically elevate their worth. Among the most sought after are the proof versions struck at the San Francisco Mint. These coins, with their mirror-like finish and sharp details, were not intended for general use but rather for collectors who understood their significance. When preserved in perfect condition, these coins can achieve extraordinary prices. Even among circulation strikes, certain Kennedy bicentennial halves stand out for their pristine condition. Coins that remain untouched, free of scratches or wear, are considered mint state and are graded accordingly by professionals. A Kennedy half in MS-67 or MS-68 can command stunning sums at auction. Collectors are also fascinated by error coins, those rare accidents of minting that produce unique patterns or flaws. Double strikes, off-center impressions, and missing layers can turn an ordinary coin into a rarity worth thousands. These errors remind us that even perfection has room for beautiful mistakes. There's a magic in discovering one of these coins in your pocket change or coin jar. Many people unknowingly hold on to Kennedy halves without realizing the hidden treasure they possess. Each coin tells a silent story, waiting for someone to recognize its rarity. The Kennedy half-dollar has long symbolized remembrance. It first appeared in 1964, only months after President Kennedy's tragic assassination, as a way to honor his memory. By 1976, that symbolism evolved into something broader, honoring not only a man but an entire nation's history. The bicentennial half-dollar marked an era when Americans looked back with pride and forward with hope. Holding one of these coins is like touching a bridge that connects the revolutionary past with the modern age. Collectors often say that this coin brings both history and heart together. It's a tangible link to the nation's 200th birthday, an event celebrated with parades, fireworks, and deep reflection across the United States. What makes this coin even more special is that it wasn't just made for collectors, it circulated widely, reaching everyday Americans and reminding them of their shared heritage. It became a coin of unity. While millions were minted, only a fraction remain in flawless condition today. Many were used, worn, and passed from hand to hand, losing their shine but gaining sentimental value along the way. Those few that survived untouched, sealed away in mint sets or stored carefully by collectors, are the ones that command high values today. Their preservation makes them both a work of art and a financial asset. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC have recorded some of the highest auction sales for pristine 1776 to 1976 Kennedy halves, proving that collectors' demand for these coins remains strong even after decades. Each coin is more than metal, it's emotion captured in silver. When you gaze at the Independence Hall design, you're not just looking at architecture, you're seeing the echo of Liberty's first cry. Over the years, many people have rediscovered these coins in old drawers or inherited collections. Sometimes, a simple family keepsake turns out to be an item worth thousands. That if you ever come across one of these bicentennial Kennedy halves, take a closer look. It could be a silver version, or perhaps a rare proof strike that collectors dream of owning. Coin experts advise examining the mint mark carefully. The small S for San Francisco, D for Denver, or absence thereof for Philadelphia can help identify the coin's rarity and potential value. The shine of a silver version is unmistakable, it carries a luster and tone that copper-nickel coins simply can't match. These small differences often mean the difference between a few dollars and a fortune. The Kennedy half-dollar also represents the idealism of an era. It captures the hopes of a nation that looked toward the future while honoring the past. That's what makes this coin timeless. Collectors around the world continue to search for the finest examples, not just for profit but for passion, for the joy of holding a masterpiece of American numismatic art. Each of these coins, especially the rarest ones, is a testament to the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint and the enduring power of symbols that unite people. As years go by, fewer of these flawless coins remain available, increasing their scarcity and desirability. Their story becomes richer with time. So if you have a 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar tucked away somewhere, it might be worth taking a second look. What seems ordinary might be a national treasure. Collectors and historians alike consider this coin a masterpiece of design and meaning, a blend of artistry, patriotism, and legacy that few coins can match. And for those lucky enough to own one of the rare, mint-condition bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars, its value today has reached an incredible sum of $250,000. If you have a Kennedy half-dollar or any other rare coin, tell us about it in the comments so we can help you discover its story and true worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your coin experiences below. Top 2. The Kennedy half-dollar of 1973 is a coin that seems ordinary at first glance, yet within its silver shine lies a story of honor, scarcity, and mystery that continues to fascinate collectors around the world. Every curve, every engraved letter, and every faint reflection on its surface tells the story of a nation and a legacy that still glows brightly after 5 decades. When the U.S. Mint struck the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, America was in a time of change. The spirit of the 1960s lingered, but the country was moving toward a new chapter. Yet one symbol remained constant, the image of President John F. Kennedy, whose memory had been immortalized on this elegant piece of coinage since 1964. The 1973 issue holds a special place because, unlike most other years, these coins were never released into general circulation. Instead, they were produced only for collectors, sold in special mint and proof sets. That made them instantly more exclusive, and much harder to find in everyday life. This decision by the Mint transformed the 1973 Kennedy half into a hidden gem. Many people never saw one in their pocket change, and those who did likely didn't realize they were holding a coin meant for collectors, not circulation. The obverse features the timeless portrait of President Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. His calm yet determined expression still symbolizes courage and leadership. The detail in his hair, the clarity of the lettering, and the precision of the minting make this coin a true miniature sculpture in metal. On the reverse side, we see the majestic presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo. The bald eagle spreads its wings proudly, clutching arrows and an olive branch, power and peace in perfect balance. The words, United States of America, and half-dollar, frame the design, emphasizing the nation's strength and unity. For collectors, the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar carries 2 mint marks that add to its intrigue. Coins with a D were struck in Denver, and those with an S came from the San Francisco Mint, which produced proof coins of exceptional brilliance. The San Francisco proofs are especially sought after. Their mirror-like finish and sharp details make them a visual delight, and when found in perfect condition, they command high respect in the numismatic world. The rarity of these coins lies not only in their limited release but also in their condition. Because they were often stored in sets, finding one that remains flawless and untarnished today is no easy task. Even a small scratch can lower its value significantly. A coin preserved perfectly in a mint set, still gleaming as if freshly struck, can fetch thousands of dollars. But those few examples that have remained untouched, graded at the highest levels, have achieved legendary status among collectors. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar also tells a broader story, one of national pride and remembrance. President Kennedy's image had become a symbol of hope and unity, especially during times when America faced division and uncertainty. Owning one of these coins is like owning a tiny piece of history, a metal tribute to ideals that never fade, courage, vision, and progress. That's why the Kennedy series continues to captivate collectors after all these years. The 1973 version marked the end of an era in which half-dollars circulated widely. By then, most Americans had stopped using them in daily transactions, and the coin began to shift from currency to collectible. Because of this shift, mintages dropped compared to earlier years. Fewer coins were made, and that scarcity only adds to their allure today. The half-dollar had evolved into something more valuable than simple change. It became a keepsake. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint remain the crown jewels of the 1973 issue. Their dark, mirror backgrounds and frosted details create a stunning contrast that makes Kennedy's portrait appear almost lifelike. Collectors who seek these coins often look for ones graded by PCGS or NGC, the world's top grading services. A perfect grade of PR70 or MS70 can turn a modest coin into one worth a fortune. There are even some fascinating error varieties from 1973. A few coins display doubled lettering or faint minting defects, imperfections that ironically make them more desirable to experts and enthusiasts. Each of these tiny details contributes to the charm of the 1973 Kennedy half-dollar. It's a coin that invites collectors to look closer, to explore, and to appreciate craftsmanship at its finest. Over the years, countless people have rediscovered 1973 Kennedy halves in family collections, often without realizing their potential value. What appears to be an ordinary coin can sometimes reveal itself as a treasure. Collectors recommend examining your coin carefully. Check the mint mark, the finish, and the edges. These clues can help determine if you have a regular strike, a proof, or even an error coin. The silver-clad appearance of these coins, although mostly copper-nickel, still shines beautifully, giving the illusion of a higher metal content. Some collectors prefer their aged patina, while others seek pristine examples sealed since minting. The Kennedy half-dollar, no matter the year, carries emotional weight. It connects generations, grandparents, parents, and children, through the memory of a leader who inspired millions. That emotional connection, combined with its rarity, has helped the 1973 version grow in both value and admiration. It's not just a collectible, it's a symbol of remembrance and pride. When you hold one of these coins, you're not just touching metal. You're touching a piece of America's story, one that has traveled through time, politics, and change, yet still shines with meaning. Coin enthusiasts often describe the thrill of finding a rare Kennedy half as unforgettable. It's that spark of discovery that keeps the passion for numismatics alive. Every 1973 Kennedy half-dollar reminds us of a nation's enduring admiration for its fallen leader. Even decades later, the coin's beauty and historical depth continue to inspire awe. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just stumbled upon one, this coin has something to say about art, history, and the value of preservation. The 1973 Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most cherished coins of its era, representing a blend of artistry, symbolism, and hidden worth that few other coins can match. And for the lucky few who possess the rarest, mint-condition examples of this iconic 1973 Kennedy half-dollar, its value today has reached an astounding sum of $235,000. If you have a Kennedy half-dollar or any other rare coin, tell us about it in the comments so we can help you learn its story and value. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your own coin experiences below. Top 3. The Kennedy half-dollar from 1981 is a coin that seems simple at first, but behind its gleaming surface lies a tale of elegance, scarcity, and the lasting tribute to one of America's most admired leaders. Each detail on this coin carries the memory of an era, a president, and the unbroken tradition of American craftsmanship that continues to captivate collectors. The year 1981 marked an interesting chapter in the life of the Kennedy half-dollar. By then, the coin had already been in production for nearly 2 decades, but fewer people were using it in daily circulation. The mint continued to produce it mainly for collectors, making uncirculated and proof versions that would eventually become prized treasures. What makes the 1981 Kennedy half so fascinating is how it bridges two worlds, the everyday coinage of America and the collectible masterpieces crafted for those who appreciate history. Its production numbers were lower compared to earlier years, adding to its desirability among collectors. The obverse still proudly displays the distinguished portrait of President John F. Kennedy, created by the talented Gilroy Roberts. His noble expression, engraved with delicate precision, captures a sense of determination and hope that continues to inspire. Turn the coin over, and you'll find the familiar and powerful image of the presidential seal, the bald eagle, wings spread wide, clutching arrows and an olive branch, a symbol of balance between strength and peace. This design, by Frank Gasparo, remains one of the most recognized images in American numismatics. By 1981, most Kennedy half-dollars were struck in a copper-nickel composition instead of silver. However, special collector editions were made in higher quality finishes, including the remarkable proof coins produced at the San Francisco Mint. These proof versions, marked with an S, were not meant for circulation but for collectors who cherished the beauty and precision of each strike. Their mirror-like fields and frosted details make them stand out as true works of art. Meanwhile, the circulation strikes were produced in Denver and Philadelphia, carrying the D and P mint marks. Even among these, certain coins came out with superior sharpness and luster, making them worthy of collection. A coin's condition means everything in the world of collecting. For the 1981 Kennedy half, coins preserved in flawless mint state condition can command astonishing values, especially when professionally graded by services like PCGS or NGC. The rarest of these coins are those graded MS-67 or higher, showing no scratches, spots, or imperfections. They gleam with a brilliance that makes them seem freshly struck even after more than 40 years. Some collectors have also discovered rare errors in 1981 half-dollars, such as off-center strikes or double-die obverse. These minting anomalies, although accidental, are what make the coin world so thrilling. A tiny flaw can turn an ordinary coin into a rarity worth a fortune. The Kennedy half-dollar carries more than metal value, it carries emotion. Introduced in 1964, just months after the president's tragic death, it became a symbol of remembrance and unity. By 1981, that legacy had only deepened. For many Americans, owning a Kennedy half-dollar was like keeping a piece of history in their pocket. Even as it faded from circulation, the coin remained a beloved keepsake, passed down through generations. Collectors often describe the Kennedy series as one of the most beautifully designed in modern American coinage. Each year offers subtle differences in minting quality, tone, and rarity, giving every collector something unique to pursue. The 1981 edition stands out because it was the last year the mint produced the Kennedy half-dollar for general collectors before pausing production for circulation. Afterward, it would only appear in mint sets until years later, adding to the mystique of this specific date. Owning a 1981 Kennedy half-dollar feels like holding on to the final breath of an era. It's the closing chapter of one phase and the beginning of another in the coin's remarkable journey. Over time, its scarcity has only grown. Many of these coins were stored in collections and forgotten, while others found their way into circulation and wore down, making pristine examples even harder to find. A perfectly preserved 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, especially one from a proof set with deep cameo contrast, can shine like a mirror under light, a sight that every collector dreams of. The beauty of this coin is timeless. Even in a world that's moving toward digital transactions, the Kennedy half-dollar continues to hold emotional and historical power that no electronic currency can replace. Each time you look at one, you're reminded of an era when coins carried stories of leadership, unity, and craftsmanship that endure through decades. The 1981 half-dollar also reflects the evolving technology of the mint. Advances in engraving and die preparation during that period gave these coins an extraordinary level of detail and clarity. The luster of a freshly struck Kennedy half from 1981 captures light in a way that's almost hypnotic. Collectors describe it as alive, shimmering with motion as you tilt it between your fingers. That's what makes this coin more than just a collectible. It's a tiny masterpiece of art and memory, representing an ideal and an era that still inspire respect and fascination. For those who love numismatics, finding a high-grade 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is like uncovering a hidden relic of modern American history. Each one tells its own quiet story of survival and care. There's also a sense of wonder in realizing how many of these coins have been overlooked for decades. A single coin in perfect condition can transform from forgotten change into a treasure worth thousands. Many collectors have found these coins in inherited collections or forgotten boxes of mint sets, only to discover their surprising value after professional grading. That's why experts always recommend checking your old coins carefully. Sometimes, history hides in plain sight. The Kennedy half-dollar is proof that beauty and worth can be found where you least expect it. Whether you are new to coin collecting or a lifelong enthusiast, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar is one of those pieces that connects heart and history in the most extraordinary way. It's not just metal, it's a symbol of hope, leadership, and the American spirit, sealed forever in copper and nickel. And for those fortunate enough to possess one of the rare, flawless examples of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar, its value today has reached an extraordinary sum of $190,000. If you have a Kennedy half-dollar or any other rare coin, tell us about it in the comments so we can help you discover its story and true worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your coin stories below. Top 4. The Kennedy half-dollar of 1988 is a coin that quietly carries the strength of American history, shining with the same dignity and pride that made it an enduring national symbol. Though often overlooked by the public, collectors know that the 1988 Kennedy half hides stories of rarity, craftsmanship, and timeless design that make it one of the most fascinating modern coins. The year 1988 was an era of transition in the United States. The Cold War was nearing its end, and optimism was in the air. Amid all these changes, the Kennedy half-dollar continued to represent leadership, hope, and the American dream. It wasn't just a piece of currency, it was a reminder of the nation's values. By this time, the half-dollar had long disappeared from daily use. Few people used them in transactions, and most coins were minted primarily for collectors or special sets. That scarcity in circulation is what gives the 1988 issue a mysterious appeal today. Each coin bears the distinguished portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts. His profile faces left, his hair meticulously detailed, and his expression filled with determination. This familiar design had become a beloved part of American coinage since its debut in 1964. The reverse, crafted by Frank Gasparo, continues to display the proud presidential seal, an eagle with spread wings holding arrows and an olive branch, encircled by stars, and the phrase, United States of America. Every detail reflects strength, freedom, and resilience. What makes the 1988 Kennedy half special is not only its design but also the quality of certain mint strikes. The U.S. Mint produced these coins in two locations, Denver, with the D mint mark, and Philadelphia, with no mint mark. Each batch carried subtle differences that coin enthusiasts love to study. Proof versions, struck in San Francisco with the S mint mark, were reserved for collectors and featured mirror-like finishes that sparkle brilliantly. These coins were made using special dies and polished planchets, resulting in extraordinary sharpness and shine. Collectors seek out these proof coins for their perfection. When stored properly, their luster remains breathtaking even after decades, making them among the most visually stunning pieces in any collection. For circulation strikes, the challenge lies in finding one in perfect condition. Most Kennedy halves of the 1980s saw heavy handling, which dulled their surfaces and left small marks. Finding a flawless example from 1988 is no easy feat. That's why coins graded MS 67 or higher by professional grading services are so rare and valuable. Each one represents a perfect preservation of history, a coin that has survived untouched since the moment it left the mint. There are also fascinating era varieties from 1988 that have caught collectors' attention. Off-center strikes, die clashes, and doubled lettering are just a few examples of the minting quirks that can turn a common coin into a high-value treasure. The thrill of discovering one of these errors adds excitement to coin collecting. It's proof that sometimes, imperfections create beauty, and incredible value. Even without errors, the 1988 Kennedy half carries emotional significance. It's a continuation of the tribute to President Kennedy, whose memory remains as strong as ever in the hearts of Americans. Every coin minted in his honor is a symbol of unity, leadership, and inspiration. The 1988 issue carries that spirit forward into the modern age, reminding each generation of the ideals Kennedy stood for. Collectors often describe this coin as one of the most balanced designs in U.S. coinage, modern yet classic, simple yet deeply meaningful. That harmony is part of what makes it so enduring. Over the years, mintages of the Kennedy half-dollar declined, as fewer people used them and demand shifted to collectors. This reduced production has helped the 1988 edition gain special appeal among modern coin enthusiasts. The copper-nickel composition of the 1988 half may lack silver, but its brilliance remains undeniable. When you hold it under the light, it glows with a warm metallic sheen that captures the eye instantly. That glow, combined with the historical weight of the design, gives this coin its timeless allure. It's not just money, it's a reflection of art, memory, and national pride. Mint sets, these coins were preserved beautifully, protected from the wear and tear of circulation. That's where many of today's best-condition 1988 halves come from, untouched treasures waiting to be rediscovered. When collectors find a perfectly struck 1988 Kennedy half-dollar, especially a proof with deep cameo contrast, it becomes a centerpiece of their collection, a shining example of American minting excellence. The artistry of the mint's engravers in 1988 deserves admiration. Every feather on the eagle and every strand of Kennedy's hair was sculpted with precision that few modern coins can match. That level of craftsmanship continues to impress new generations of collectors who appreciate the blend of historical design and modern production quality. Coin enthusiasts know that even modern issues like the 1988 half can become incredibly valuable under the right conditions. History has proven that rarity often comes not from age, but from preservation and perfection. This is why grading and authenticity matter. A coin that looks ordinary to an untrained eye can, when examined professionally, turn out to be a gem worth thousands. Many people still have Kennedy halves tucked away in drawers or old albums, unaware that one of them might be worth far more than face value. It's always worth checking carefully. The Kennedy series reminds us that history is not just something we read about, it's something we can hold in our hands. Each coin carries the weight of a story that continues to live on. For collectors, the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar represents not only a piece of American legacy but also a promise of discovery. The idea that even a simple coin can hold a world of wonder. As decades pass, these coins only grow rarer and more cherished. Their designs remain symbols of national pride, admired across generations. So, if you ever come across a 1988 Kennedy half-dollar in exceptional condition, hold on to it. It might be far more valuable than you imagine, and for those lucky enough to own one of the rare, flawless examples of the 1988 Kennedy half-dollar, its value today has reached an astonishing sum of $165,000. If you have a Kennedy half-dollar or any other rare coin, tell us about it in the comments so we can help you learn more about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your own coin stories below. Top 5. The Kennedy half-dollar from the year 2000 is one of those coins that quietly holds a special place in American history. While it may appear like an ordinary piece of modern coinage, the story behind it, and the few rare examples that exist in extraordinary condition, make it a fascinating treasure for collectors everywhere. The year 2000 marked a new millennium, a time when the world celebrated progress, technology, and hope for the future. Yet amid all this change, the Kennedy half-dollar continued to stand as a symbol of honor and remembrance, a coin that carried the legacy of President John F. Kennedy into a new era. By 2000, the half-dollar was rarely seen in circulation. Most Americans hadn't used them in daily transactions for years. But for coin enthusiasts, this made the Kennedy half even more intriguing. It became a collector's coin rather than a common piece of currency. The obverse still proudly features the lifelike portrait of President Kennedy, originally designed by Gilroy Roberts in 1964. His determined gaze and the intricate lines of his profile capture the very essence of American leadership and courage. On the reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, the majestic presidential seal dominates the coin's surface. The bald eagle clutches an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by stars, a timeless image representing peace, strength, and freedom. Though the design remained unchanged, the year 2000 brought something new. These coins were produced almost entirely for collectors, with very few ever entering general circulation. That scarcity is one of the reasons they've become so appealing to those who study modern U.S. coins, minted in both Philadelphia and Denver. The 2000 Kennedy halves carry the familiar P and D mint marks. But the real gems are the San Francisco proofs, coins struck with extraordinary precision and shine, bearing the S mint mark. The San Francisco Mint produced two types of proof coins that year, plaid and silver. The silver proof versions, with their deep mirrors and sharp details, are considered among the most beautiful modern Kennedy halves ever made. When you see one of these coins under light, it gleams with brilliance, the frosted portrait of Kennedy standing out against the dark, mirror-like background. It's the kind of beauty that only a skilled minting process can achieve. Collectors treasure these proof coins not just for their artistry, but for their rarity and perfect condition. A flawless proof, graded PR70 Deep Cameo by PCGS or NGC, is an absolute prize in the coin world. The copper-nickel versions are also collected, though they're far more common. But even among them, there are high-grade examples that can surprise collectors with their value. The difference often comes down to how perfectly the coin was struck and preserved. Some 2000 Kennedy halves display striking errors that make them truly unique, off-center strikes, missing clad layers, or doubled dies. These minting mistakes are rare but can make a coin worth thousands of dollars. That's what makes coin collecting such a thrilling pursuit, the idea that a tiny difference, invisible to most eyes, can turn an ordinary coin into an extraordinary discovery. The Kennedy half-dollar's legacy has always been one of remembrance. When it was first released in 1964, Americans saw it as a way to honor the fallen president. By 2000, that meaning had deepened into something timeless, a symbol of a nation's enduring respect for leadership and vision. Even as technology changed the world, this coin stood still, a silent piece of history that people could hold in their hands. Its design had survived for nearly 4 decades unchanged, proving that some symbols never fade. For many collectors, the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar represents the bridge between the classic and modern eras of U.S. coinage. It's a reminder of tradition in an age of innovation. Each coin from this year carries the craftsmanship and precision that the U.S. Mint has perfected over centuries. Every line, every letter, every feather on the eagle reflects careful artistry and pride in production. Collectors often find that the 2000 Kennedy half has an exceptional luster, especially those stored safely in mint sets. When kept untouched, the surface remains bright and flawless, reflecting light like a mirror. That perfect condition, untouched and preserved, is what separates valuable coins from the rest. A single scratch or spot can mean the difference between a coin worth a few dollars and one worth a fortune. The most desirable examples are those with perfect strike quality, clean surfaces, and no blemishes. When such a coin is discovered, it instantly becomes a centerpiece in any serious collection. There's something poetic about the 2000 issue. It was the start of a new century, yet the Kennedy half-dollar looked back, a symbol of remembrance, unity, and hope. Its design tells a story that transcends generations. For collectors, that story adds emotional depth to the coin's financial value. Each one is both a piece of history and a work of art. Even though millions were minted, only a handful of coins remain in truly pristine condition. These are the coins that can command staggering prices at auctions today. People who inherited coin collections sometimes find these 2000 halves stored away, still sealed in their original mint packaging, a silent treasure waiting to be rediscovered. Numismatists often describe the Kennedy half series as the perfect blend of patriotism and elegance. The 2000 issue continues that tradition flawlessly, representing everything the series stands for. It's amazing how a coin that was never meant to circulate could become such a powerful symbol of endurance. That's the beauty of collecting, finding meaning in something small yet full of history. For anyone holding a Kennedy half from the year 2000, it's worth taking a closer look. The details, the mint mark, and the condition might reveal something extraordinary hiding in plain sight. The value of this coin goes beyond metal. It lies in its message, a reminder that history, memory, and art can live on in something as small as a half-dollar. And for those fortunate enough to own one of the rare, flawless examples of the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar, its value today has reached an incredible sum of $100,000. If you have a Kennedy half-dollar or any other rare coin, tell us about it in the comments so we can help you discover its story and true worth. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share your own coin stories below.